Very good morning, dear students. I, Chickbut Madam, welcome you all to this business studies class. And this is the last part of directing topic. So, we have discussed 4 elements. Do you remember? Tell me what are those elements of directing? Yes, supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication. And in the last part, we are discussing communication. Right, how communication is important in the organization, and how to make effective communication. Then what are the barriers of communication? In previous video I discussed barriers of communication. So many obstacles, problems, what generally we face during communicating our subordinates. Right, the superiors may face the problems during proper communication. So then, even though those obstacles we face, we have to find some measures to overcome those obstacles. Right? Obstacles are there, and those obstacles can be overcome. We can find some measures, some solutions, so as to avoid, as far as possible, minimize those barriers. Then today we'll discuss those improving communication effectiveness. How we can improve the communication. What measures generally we have to adopt to make our communication effective. Right? Then one by one we'll discuss. Before that, let me tell that. So generally this question they may ask for 8 marks. 7 points are there. So that's why in previous question bank this topic was meant for both 4 marks and 8 marks, and this time also they are going to, that is may maintain same and possible there may be 2 4 marks or 2 8 marks, because it's a big topic. So that's why study this topic with more interest and try to understand all the elements clearly, and each and every element is important. So minimum 2 to 3 elements will come in the exam. Clear? Hope you will understand this, and you give more concentration, focus on the study, and you will be able to write the right answers. Okay? Then improving communication effectiveness. One by one we'll discuss now. What is the first one? Clarify the ideas before communication. Yes, it is the duty of the sender. Sender has to understand what, first he should know what he want to convey message to the receiver. He should clearly understand what exactly he want to tell to the receiver. Means he should make his own study first, analyze, he should have depth of knowledge in that. Then only he can convince the other party. If the sender himself is not knowing the complete information, then he cannot convince the receiver. Clear? So clarify the ideas before communication. First you have clear idea before telling, before sending message to the receiver. If you know the things clearly, if you have the knowledge, depth of knowledge, analytical wise, then only you can convince the your receiver. Yes, half knowledge is dangerous, right? So you should have complete knowledge about the information what you are going to convey to your receiver. Is it clear? The first point, how to make your communication effective. Know first everything. You know first everything. Then you convey to your receiver. Right? Okay. And what is the second point? Communicate according to the needs of the receiver. So what they want, you first understand. Don't tell them extra things. You have a lot of things in your mind, but if you go on telling everything, it is not necessary to them. So give only according to their requirement. If you go on telling more than the necessary, then they don't give attention. See, same thing, if what the topic we are discussing regarding directing, actually directing has lot of things to explain in the form of motivation, leadership, communication. Lot of things are there which you will study in the degree. But if we go on telling all those things in PUC, it will go above your head and no use also, right? Because it is not needed at this stage. How much is needed for your study, you have to tell only that much, then you can follow it. Don't go for explaining unnecessary information. Go according to the need of the receiver. How much he needs, how much he want, only that much you explain, so he will take it. So more than necessary, definitely he avoids, he neglects. So then your information has no use. Got this? Communicate according to the needs of the receiver. How much receiver is required. Then your communication will be effective. According to the requirement, if you go on telling, so your communication will be effective. Otherwise, it is waste of your effort. Right? Then third, consult others before communicating. Here consult means before drafting any message, before that is making any information that is in the form of message. So better to consult the concerned subordinates. They will put their ideas, they will give their ideas how you can effectively communicate the information to the subordinate. So in their language, in their understanding level, right? So then it will be effective because they are taking it according to their requirement, because already consulted. So before making any big point or any information, convincing any information, consult the subordinates and take their ideas, take their suggestions, then draft a message, and that message will be more effective because even they know it what it is, and now they receive it in the written format, so they can easily follow it. Yes, that's why you have to call a meeting, discuss the things, then write down the minutes, that is proceedings of the meetings. So the same thing you are going to convey to your subordinates. Consult the others before communicating. Then whatever you say, it is going to reach the people and your communication will become automatically effective. Got this? Consult others before communicating. And what is fourth point? Be aware of language, tone and content of the message. These also you should study. First thing is with whom you are discussing. What is the who are the receivers, and in which language you are supposed to convey the message. So if the receiver is educated, then you can use the language, the official language. Yes, or in which language generally they follow, you should understand. If you go on telling that is by using advanced English language and all, then you may be knowing it, but the receiver is not understanding, right? The language what you use must be understandable by the receiver. Be aware of language, words, what you are using in your sentences in your message. And tone also important. In what tone you are telling. You are not supposed to abuse them. You are not supposed to, that is, shout on them when you are saying some message or saying something. It will hurt. So if they get hurt, employees get hurt, so then it will affect on their definitely work. Yes, what kind of tone you are using to convey the message also becomes important. Tone andre ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡುವ ಶೈಲಿ, ಧಾಟಿ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಧಾಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಹರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರೋ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ರೈಟ್. Okay, then content of the message. So what is information? The right, exactly the content, words you are using. Don't go for alternative words, okay. Don't go for that is double meaning words like that. Content of the message also important. How you are telling to them and what language you are using also makes your communication effective. If something goes wrong in that, then the communication cannot be effective. So all these things you should consider while framing a message towards your subordinates. Write this. What is that? Be aware of language, tone and content of the message. What you want to convey to your subordinates. Okay, then what is the fifth one? Ensure proper feedback. Feedback provides opportunity for suggestion and criticism, right? So the communication process will be complete only when you get the feedback on your message. So ensure that, be sure that you are getting reply for your message. Yes, they have understood, they know it. Acknowledgement we can say. So we should receive back the reply on our information, on our message. If the feedback you don't receive means the other party might not be your message might not be reached the other party, one thing, or the other party might have neglected, the receiver might have neglected, or receiver may not received, right? Feedback is compulsory. If you receive feedback, then only, yes, your communication process is completed. So ensure it first. So feedback will be in the form of suggestion, ideas, okay, that is, or it may be sometimes criticisms also, or they may question back to you. In any form you should get your feedback for your message, otherwise your communication is not completed. Then the effective communication is the second part. First part is there is no communication at all because other party has not at all received, right? So to ensure there is effective communication, you ensure that there is a feedback, reply on your message, right? So ensure proper feedback, right? And what is sixth one? Follow-up communication. Follow-up communication helps to remove hurdles, misunderstandings misunderstandings of information given by the manager to the subordinate. So follow-up communication means feedback, getting feedback. It helps to remove the hurdles, means if the feedback, if you get the right reply, it means that there is no obstacle. no hurdles, no problems. So on the basis of your feedback, you will come to know that is whether the other party is understood or not. The feedback will give you the information, means you can understand the receiver understood it correctly or not. Yes, it removes complete the hurdles of misunderstanding. If the wrong reply comes, you think that yes, he misunderstood it. There is something wrong. He is not clearly getting my idea. He is not getting my point. Something wrong. On the basis of the feedback, will come to know. Right? So that's why follow up the communication. Get the feedback and follow it. You also have to analyze it. Then you will come to know that whether the party, the receiver, understood the message or not. Okay, that is the 6th point. Follow up communication. It helps to remove hurdles and misunderstanding of information given by the manager to the subordinators. Subordination agide adu subordinators means the your follow workers under you, that is who are working, they are your subordinates. Got this? So the follow becomes very, very important. Not only feedback is from their side, follow up is from sender side. Once again, you should know it, the reply what the receiver has given. He has to understand it, analyze it. Right? The last point for making good communication or effective communication is be a good listener. Listen first, then only you can reply. No, if you don't listen, then what you can reply? It is very, very important in the classroom teaching also. When you are in the class, first listen the subject. If you are not following after listening also, then you contact the teachers. If you are not listening, without listening, if you say you are not understanding subject, then it is your fault. So be a good listener first. So it means to make effective communication, sender is right everything. He has planned the message, he has chosen the right media, he has encoded the message, everything, his part, the processing in the communication process I will discuss in the previous video. So the sender part is everything correct, but when it comes to the receiver part, he should listen it first. Be a good listener. Then if he is not listening, means all the efforts of the sender will go waste. Right? So to make communication effective, the receiver should listen clearly. He should listen first the things. Be a good listener. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಿಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ವೆರೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಸ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ and more effective, the receiver has to listen it clearly, patiently, without any even psychological factors to get disturbed. All the barriers, personal barriers, psychological barriers, all those things should be removed. Then listen it, then automatically the message will reach, and whatever the sender is intended to tell to the receiver, he will receive it in the right content, in the right intention. Is it clear? Okay, so these points, 7 points are there. These 7 points you have to explain in 1 or 2 sentences, minimum 2 sentences each that is the points. I give all the notes, okay, and if possible, if you have book, you can prepare notes also your own, and write all the question answers related to this topic, which I will be sending in the group, right? So prepare for this topic, very very important. So don't neglect this topic, because maximum marks are going to be asked from this. Compared to all topic, this topic will get maximum marks in the exam. Okay, so that's why. And this year little bit question paper pattern will be different, blueprint will be different. Once we receive the blueprint of the exam, we'll release it in the group, then you can follow it. Okay, even we don't know what are the marks weightage on each topic this time, because 30% syllabus is reduced. Okay, by leaving all those deducted topics from the syllabus, on the remaining topics they will put the weightage marks. So that marks, on the basis of that marks, you are going to prepare for the final exam, right? So with this year, today I completed the 7th topic in business studies, that is directing. Okay, and only 2 topics are remaining, that is controlling and financial management. In the second book, it will come in the second book. From the second book, only 1 topic they have taken, and first book all the topics, right? So that in the next class I will take the 8th topic, that is controlling. Very short topic, okay, and we can finish it in maximum 4 videos, 4 to 5 videos it will get completed. And with this, today I conclude the class also, as well as this 7th topic, right? Thank you all.